Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Made by Moomin podcast. My name is Kathryn and this is mostly a knitting podcast, although I do sometimes talk about other things. So welcome, massive welcome to you if you're new here, and a huge welcome back if you've just found me. So I'm based in Germany. I live here permanently with my partner, and we live kind of halfway between Düsseldorf and the Dutch border, so over on the western side of Germany in a city called Mönchengladbach. And it's very Christmassy here right now. There's Weihnachtsmarkts everywhere. I'm sure I'm saying that really badly. I do speak a bit of German, but my friends are very tolerant, let's just say that. I'm also doing Vlogmas as well, but I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, so I thought I'd jump on here and do a normal episode as well. And so very welcome to you. And I hope that you're looking after yourself and doing lots of lovely knitting, whichever hemisphere you're in, because I know that whilst most of the content I produce is definitely very much focused on the northern hemisphere, it's summer down under. One of my aunts lives in New Zealand, and they're very much into the summertime at the moment. They make wine, and I imagine a crisp glass of rosé would go down very well with them right now. Anyway, welcome, and let's get started. So I hope you've got a nice cup of tea or something, nice beverage. I've got coffee today because it's quite early still here. And if I'm honest, I put a little bit too much Lebkuchen pumpkin spice syrup in it. It's a little bit sugary, so this might be a very chatty episode with a combination of caffeine and sugar. We shall see. Apologies in advance. And I picked up this mug, I think it was last year, in a really nice kitchen shop in Abergavenny in Wales. It's a town near where my parents live. I think I might have taken you there on a previous episode to go to the wool shop there, the Woolcroft. There's a really nice kitchen shop there called the Cook Shop, and they sell really cute festive products. And this is a little Emma Bridgewater mug that I think I picked it up last year, but it's got my morning coffee in it today. So anyway, caffeine and sugar down. This what I'm wearing today is the Winter Doodle sweater from Jamie Lomax of Pacific Knit Co. And this is another one of her really versatile patterns. You can pick your own motifs, make it however you want, make it in 50 colours, make it in 2 like I've done. It's very much a knit your own adventure pattern, as most of her patterns are, which I really enjoy. So as you can see, I've gone for a very simple yoke. It's just, I think, 5 different snowflake motifs, and I've knit this in just 2 colours. So this is knit in Hillersvåg Vardø, which is a DK weight yarn from Norway. It's a little bit rustic, but definitely okay to wear next to the skin. I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt underneath here, and I don't have any problem with it on my arms. The contrast colour is Sandnes Garn Peer Gynt. All the details are on my Ravelry page. Oh, I forgot to mention, unless I already have done, everything I talk about is linked down below. All the project pages on my Ravelry are usually pretty up to date, but feel free if you have any questions or anything to reach out to me on social media or down in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. Also, I put chapters in, so if you're not interested in any bits, feel free to skip through. I don't mind in the slightest, and I won't feel a thing. So back to the sweater. I knit a size 9. I have an 120 centimetre. I really cannot talk today. I feel like I'm on repeat. I have a 120 centimetre bust, which is about 47 inches, I think. How many times have I said that in all these episodes that I still stumble over my words? Anyway, so as you can see, I've got a fair amount of positive ease here. It's a nicely fitting jumper. It's comfortable. The armholes don't come down too low, so it's easy to wear under a coat. I might have gone down a size maybe, but it's very comfortable to wear over skirts and things. So I'm pretty happy with it. I knit this on 4mm needles, that's a US 6, and yeah, it's a really nice pattern and I really do recommend it. Once you have the motifs, you can then use them in all sorts of different things. So I've made cowls, I've made socks, using various of Jamie's motifs in different contexts. But she also sells patterns for all of the kind of the base patterns for all of her doodles, so hats and socks and scarves and cowls, that kind of thing. So yeah, she's got all bases covered. So really recommend her patterns, they're lovely. Okay, so my first proper finished object today is a design of my own making. Well, it's not really a design, it's more of a recipe. So, Dad, look away now, because this is a Christmas gift for my dad. And my dad, bless him, he always watches my episodes. I think it's because my mum watches them, and because he's in the living room with her, they end up watching it together. But they're very, very supportive. Anyway, this is my design. So look away now, Dad. This is the Mwsogl Cowl. Is this a cowl or an infinity scarf? I'm not sure. What's the difference between a cowl and an infinity scarf? I don't know. But anyway, this is a cowl that goes all the way around without stopping. And I've called it the Mwsogl Cowl because that means moss in Welsh, and I'm originally from Wales, so I thought it's a little bit of my heritage there. It's a very easy pattern. I knit this on 4.5mm needles, which is a US 7. I knit this in Istex Spunni, which is 100% wool, and I think it's definitely a DK weight. I seem to remember it's about 200 meters for 100 grams, so it's definitely a DK weight. And I knit this really simply. So I cast on using a provisional cast on. Sorry, one of my neighbours is opening their blinds. Apologies for the noise. Yeah, I used a provisional cast on just here. It's not too bad. Needs sorting out a little bit, but and then just proceeded in moss stitch. On each side, I did a little border of just plain ribbing. And I've written up all the notes on my Ravelry, so if you'd like to make one of these for yourself, it's a really, really simple recipe. It used just over 2 skeins of the Istex, so just over 200 grams of the Istex. And it's lovely, I really like it. If I put it on for you for a second. It's just nice cozy scarf that's not going to move or go anywhere. So I really like this. I think I might make another one for my partner. And yeah, as I said, I've messed my hair up now. I always look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, but that doesn't help. But yeah, I kitchened the ends together, and because it's moss stitch, you're always going to have a little bit of a seam there, because you haven't got 2 stockinette sides, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think it was definitely worth doing the provisional cast on and grafting it rather than doing mattress stitch. I think it is neater. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I love doing moss stitch. I find it really satisfying. It's just enough to make me concentrate without making me super stressed. However, I did have to rip back quite a few times. Knitting in the car or something like that when my partner's driving, and suddenly realising that 4 rows ago I'd done the wrong sequence, and so I have to rip back and do it again. It happens. Oh, the worst one was when I was doing I don't think it was moss stitch, I think it was basket stitch, but it was a test knit for Maxim Sear, the old-fashioned cardigan. I made it for my partner. Have a look on my Ravelry. It's a gorgeous pattern. I will definitely make another one for him at some point. But I realised after I'd finished the yoke, gone down the body, and I put on the front faux button bands, that I'd made a mistake all the way around the yoke. So I had to, up where the sleeves were, on in between these raglan increases. And there was nothing I could do about it other than to drop back with a crochet hook and redo all of it. Oh gosh, that took me a while. That was a moment, that was. But anyway, so yeah, I did make mistakes a few times in this and had to rip back, but to be honest, it's very not mindless knitting, but very easy knitting for me. So I didn't mind that too much. I'm really, really happy with the finished garments, and hopefully my dad will be too. Okay, I'm putting that down now because I've just remembered I told my dad to look away. So he's probably being sent off to make a cup of tea by my mum. You can come back, Dad, all is forgiven. Okay, so my next finished object isn't really a finished object at all, it's half a finished object. I finally, it's not finished at all because I haven't done the embroidery. Anyway, we'll go with it. I finally finished my little Moomin socks. Well, one of them. How cute is that? So I just need to sew on or embroider some little eyes and the little mouth and stuff on the little Moomins. How adorable is that? I'm so happy with that. This is a pattern from a book that was originally published in Finnish, but it's also available in English, and I'll put the details down below. So it's a book of knitted Moomin socks. I love Moomins. You might see a Moomin or two behind me. I've loved them ever since I was a very small child. And when I saw this book of Moomin socks, I just had to give it a go, and these are gorgeous. So I have adapted the pattern slightly. These were meant to be knee-high socks, and in this section here there was supposed to be a big sort of cable detail, and the foot was different as well. It had lots of hearts and things on it, but I wanted to sort of simplify a little bit. So I've done a fleece stitch on the foot. Now it looks like there's some gaps there, but that's just where the decreases are, so the pattern hasn't quite fallen naturally in sequence to fill all the gaps in. I could do a little bit of duplicate stitch there to fill the gaps in, but honestly I'm really not that bothered about it, so I'll just live with it. I also did a really plain toe, and to compensate for the different gauges I went down a needle size for the toe as well. So I think the pattern called for a 3mm or a 2.75mm needle for the cast on, but I went down a size and went for a 2.5mm needle, which is a US 1.5, 1.5, and then I did a 2.25 or a US 1 for the toe, just to compensate for the difference in gauge. And I'm really happy with it. It fits nicely. I will admit that this bit here is tight going over my foot, but I can live with it. It's okay. So yeah, I did adapt this pattern. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. So I did adapt this pattern, as I said. So I omitted a couple of the cable sections. I changed the heel because that was supposed to be cable as well. I did just a normal heel flap and gusset, and also I followed the pattern around where this kind of scalloped part was. I followed that around for the pickup on the side of the heel flap. But when I finished, I will write up my notes on Ravelry if anybody's interested in making the same changes. It just wasn't really my thing to have a knee-high sock covered in cables. For one thing, I've got chunky little calves. I'm not sure they would have fit me without going up a couple of needle sizes. I'm really new to knitting colourwork on a small circumference, and I've had quite mixed results so far. It usually ends up turning out quite big, but these ones, I think I've got it right. So it seems to be that a 2.5mm needle, so a US 1.5, is about right for me with a 64 to 68 stitch cast on. This doesn't have a normal cast on. As you can see, there's some shaping in the leg. You start off with, I can't remember what the cast on number is. It's a paid for pattern anyway, so I shouldn't say. And then you decrease going down the calf, and that's presumably because it's supposed to be a knee-high sock to compensate for to fit the shape of the calf. But for me, this is great as an ankle sock. It worked really nicely. So yeah, I've only done the one. I haven't cast on the second one yet. I will do. I'm using a Chowgu 9-inch circular to do the colour work. So far I've tried doing colour work on the small circumference on DPNs, on the Addy Trios, and the Chowgus for this, the 9-inch circular. This is definitely my favourite method of doing it. My tension seems to be much more consistent. And it's also easier to control the different yarns and things. So yeah, definitely happy with that. Although I'm noticing here, I seem to have just done a pick your own decrease on the toe. I seem to have sometimes done a slip knit and sometimes a knit two. I don't know, it's fine. It's a toe, it fits, I'm happy. So the yarn I'm using for this, as I talked to you about in my last episode, this really beautiful deep red is Jawohl, which is a nylon wool sock yarn from Lang Yarns, and all the details are down below. And the paler colour is Filcolana Arvetta, and this is in colour 977 Marzipan. I know that because I've used it quite a few times in quite a few projects. I'm totally loving making socks with this Arvetta. It just makes such a beautiful fabric. It's very soft, really buttery to knit with, and yeah, really enjoying it. So that's my Moomin socks, my Moomin Christmas socks. Hoping I'll get the other one done before the holidays, but we shall see. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so we're properly into WIPs now, and my main WIP at the moment that's taking up the majority of my time is a sweater for my partner. And I'm really hoping I'll get this finished as a Christmas gift for him, but he's not gonna mind if I don't, but I'm having a go. This is the Nightfall Sweater from Maxim Cyr. How gorgeous is that yoke? It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. So to tell you about this sweater, first of all, it was in the 2024 issue of Liner magazine. I'll find a picture of it to show you so you can see what it'll look like when it's finished. There it is. There's a better picture. In the main picture, the model's wearing an apron, which isn't desperately helpful. Okay, so that is what it will look like when it's finished. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So I am knitting the 3rd size for my partner. He's quite long and thin, so I'm going to have to do quite a lot of knitting on the arms because he's got quite long arms. I'm knitting this in 4 colours. All of these colours are from Atelier Zitron, and they're all Landhaus. I've got one here for you. Well, no, sorry, not all of the colours at all. That's not true. I'll talk about the other one in a second. So this is the yarn I'm using from Atelier Zitron. It is super, super soft and buttery. It's a superwash. I don't tend to knit so often with superwash for Colourwork, purely because I find that it doesn't hide the inconsistencies quite so well, shall we say. Oh, by the way, I have to say thank you so much for all of the lovely comments on my last episode. So I was showing my holiday doodle cowl that I'd made my mum for Christmas, and I noticed as I was filming there was a mistake on one of the rows, and oh my goodness, everyone was just so lovely about it, calling them humility stitches, talking about different cultures that celebrate mistakes in things that we make. And you're all absolutely right, absolutely right. So I have embraced the mistake. It's staying there. I'm not doing anything about it. My mum was laughing when she heard me talking about it. She said it doesn't matter in the slightest. Anyway, back to this. So this is Atelier Zitron, and it is 50 grams, is 200 meters, so very much a fingering weight yarn. It's 80% merino and 20% super. 80% merino and 20% polyamide, so it is a sock yarn. I'm hoping this will stop it from growing too much when I block it, because I've had mixed results with knitting with superwash for my partner in the past. So I'm hoping that it won't be too bad. This is the main colour that I'm using, this gorgeous bluey grey colour. And this is the rust colour. This is the black, well, charcoal grey. And then this is slightly different. This is not the same brand of yarn. This is Alpaca sock. Have I got the... Apologies for any rustling. Have I got the... Yes, there it is. I'm really, really pleased because I've got 2 rows left in the second sleeve to do with this. And that means I'm going to have enough left to make another pair of socks. It is my favourite yarn to knit basic ribbed socks with. It's silky, it's thin, it's smooth, it wears quite well. It does shed a bit when you first wear them, but they just make the most beautiful socks. So this is Lang Alpaca Socks 4-ply. And it's 390 meters for 100 grams. I always find that alpaca is slightly heavier than normal merino or something, so you tend to get slightly fewer meters for the same number of grams. I don't know, is that just a coincidence? Do you find the same thing as well with alpaca and yak and llama, that kind of thing? But yeah, anyway, what's the makeup of this? Oh, my tummy's rumbling. I should have eaten some breakfast. This is 70% alpaca and 30% nylon, and it's just really lovely. So I'm using this for the contrast. But I realised, so I was knitting, I went to my parents for a week because my parents needed a bit of a hand because my mum had just had a small procedure. She's doing really, really well, but still recovering, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her again in a week or so. Anyway, so I was knitting on this and I suddenly thought, I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish this. I've only got 1 and a bit skeins left of this grey, the main colour, and that's not enough to make 2 sleeves. How on earth have I managed to do that? And I realised what I'd done is I'd transposed the different colours. So there's colour A, B, C and D. Colour A is the really dark colour that's the contrast. And colour B is the light grey. But in my head, colour B is the main colour. So that was colour A. So I bought the quantities the wrong way round. So I got enough of the dark colour to do the whole body and enough of the light colour to do just the contrast bits. So I messaged the person I bought the yarn from, Iris at die Geschenkewerkstatt. She's my local yarn shop. In fact, I might pop there tomorrow. I messaged her and she's put back a couple of skeins for me. Yeah, so I'll go and pick those up. But the things we do, right? The things we do. So as a result, I'm going to have too much of the darker colour. But you know what? I can totally live with that. It's really nice. And that will make a gorgeous hat, a gorgeous pair of socks, a headband, you know, something like that. So I'm not too worried about that, but I'm just annoyed with myself for making such a basic error. But anyway, we all do it. What's your silliest yarn thing that you've ever done? I'm sure we've all got some stories, but anyway. So really happy with this. My partner tried it on the other day before I bound off the body and it fits really nicely, so I'm happy with that. I'm knitting this to pattern on 3.25mm needles. That's a US 3. And it's just really gorgeous. Really happy with it. I am doing a little bit of a jogless stripe technique on the back because the beginning of round goes all the way down the back for the yoke, and I think it looks okay. I think it looks all right. I am a little bit worried that the neck is going to stretch out. What I normally do when I'm knitting a pullover is add the collar on later, but I didn't do that this time. But what I will do if it turns out it stretches a bit is just add a little bit of a crochet chain along the back on the inside just to stop that from happening. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. My partner's happy with that as well. He's looking forward to wearing it. I picked up one of the sleeves yesterday. So I'll finish the colour work on that side. I think I might then go and do the colour work on the other side. And then I've just got the plain knitting and the decreases to do before. A bit more colour work at the end to match the body. So yeah, gorgeous. Really happy with that. And it is so soft and squishy. I hope it works out with the size and everything, because it's always a bit of it's so much work, isn't it? And then if it's not quite right, you've then got to either live with it or make a decision about ripping it out. When it's colour work, it's a bit tricky to rip out. So yeah, I really hope it works out. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so my next work in progress is my kind of Advent project. My mum really kindly treated both of us, partly for my birthday, to a cozy knitter Advent self-striping sock skein, double skein. So it comes in 2 halves. If you've been watching my Vlogmas, you will have already seen this. So apologies for repeating myself to anybody who is. But this is a really gorgeous self-striping yarn. I'm having so much fun with this. It's a very low pressure Advent project. I've always got so much going on this time of year that I find it a bit stressful to have a big yarn Advent or something. And what I've done in the past is not actually knit anything with a big yarn Advent at the time and just saved it until the summer or something when I'm a bit quieter and I can really focus on making a nice big project. But this is okay. This is manageable and not causing any undue stress. So I am being very, very boring and I'm knitting a basic vanilla sock. And there is my basic vanilla sock. I haven't done my rows for today. Oh, you will see. Oh, I got some stitch markers from Bubbles and Berries. They're so cute. It's not quite a boring basic sock. Not that there's anything boring about a basic sock. I love a vanilla sock. I'm holding mine with mohair. I'm pretty sure that this is Knitting for Olive mohair, but I can't be 100% sure. I was at my mum's house looking after her, as I said, and I asked if I can pinch some mohair. So I went and had a rummage through her stash and picked this out. And it's just knitting up beautifully. The contrast colour that I'm using there is Arvetta Filcolana again. Same colour, 977 Marzipan. I really like it. It's such a good background colour that goes with most things. And just holding that mohair throughout. And as you can see, it just really mutes the colours. Not that the colours are beautiful, I just wanted a soft, fluffy sock. So mohair is really handy if you've got a regular 4-ply yarn that you want to make socks with. You can use a bit of mohair to strengthen it. But it does sometimes make a bit of a slippery sock then. So if, as I said in my Vlogmas, if you've got hardwood floors or something, it's probably not going to be the best option for you. You don't want to be falling over. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on these. I'm knitting 2 socks concurrently. Gosh, I'm making a proper yarn mess for myself. Never mind. Knitting on both socks concurrently, using some fixed 9-inch circulars, Chowgoos. And yeah, really enjoying knitting on those. Really fun. So it's a bit difficult to show you because it's all strings and things at the moment. I'll post a picture on Instagram as I go along. I haven't posted on an Instagram for ages. I've just been so busy and I just haven't had a moment to take any pictures of anything. Ooh, stitch marker. Happy days. So apologies if I've been a bit quiet on social media for the last week or so, but that is another work in progress. Just as my handbag project and for travelling, because I had to go by plane a couple of weeks ago to go back to my parents, I cast on some plain socks using West Yorkshire Spinners Yuletide. Now, I cannot remember for the life of me what that is. I've got there's a little nugget of something yellow. It looks like Exmoor sock from John Arbon, but I don't think they make it in that colour in the Exmoor sock. So I can't tell you what this is. I can't think where else I would have got some yellow sock yarn from. I can't tell you. I really can't tell you. It's some sock yarn, I know that, because I keep, I don't know if you can see it up there. I keep a big jar full of all of my nuggets left over, only of sock yarn, that's all that goes in there. And it came out of there, so it must be sock yarn. But goodness knows what it is. Probably John Arbon. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, I just cast on a 64 stitch sock, did a 10 round 2x2 half twisted rib, knitting down the leg, heel flap and gusset, knitting down the foot. This is just a really mindless knit for me, and I usually keep a pair of socks like this in my handbag when I'm not knitting a hat or something. I've pretty much finished my gift knitting now, apart from the sweater for my partner. And anyway, well, I say I finished my gift knitting. I finished everything that I can finish before December. There were a few things I meant to knit, but I just ran out of time, and I'll do them next year. It's fine. I don't really like doing lots of gift knitting in December because I would like to just enjoy the season and spending time preparing for feeling festive and going to Christmas markets and hanging out with my partner, and I'll probably decorate our tree later or maybe tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm knitting these using Addi Trios in bamboo. I always carry these when I'm knitting socks in my handbag for two reasons. Firstly, the bamboo never seems to be a problem when I'm travelling on planes. And secondly, when you get to the toe, you don't need different needles. You don't need to switch to DPNs or anything like that, because my other preferred method is knitting on Chowgu 9-inch circulars. Sorry, keep sneezing. Oh, anyway. Yes, what was I saying? So yeah, normally I knit socks on 9-inch circulars. I just find it really easy to go around and round and round. But it's a nuisance then, because you have to change to something else to do the toe. But with this method, you don't need to do that. You can just use the same ones to go straight into the toe. So this is the West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply signature for 2024, and it's called Yuletide. And I think that the gold, whatever it is, sock yarn goes quite nicely with that. Looks quite fun. So that's going to be living in my handbag now. Oh, and that's what it looks like when it's caked up. I love the West Yorkshire Spinners signature yarn they do every year. I really like it when they do the sparkly bits as well. And I've got loads of leftovers of all of these different colours that they do every year. I was thinking I might make myself a Christmas or festive themed blanket. Annie Uti Knits does, she released a Zigzag Zen blanket. I'll put a picture up here for you. And I think it'd be perfect for all of the leftovers from these different skeins. But it's another one of those things I'd love to do, but I just don't have time. I might get to it one day. We shall see. Maybe I'll do a knit along. I'm sure somebody's doing a blanket knit along at the moment. But anyway, now that my gift knitting is out of the way and the end of the year is in sight, I've signed up for another couple of test knits. The first one is from Pufido Knit, and I'll put a picture up here for you. And it's a really, really gorgeous shawl. He's a new to me knitter. He's from Istanbul in Turkey, and he has a really, really interesting aesthetic, and I really enjoy his other patterns that he's done. I've never knit one of his patterns before, but when this one came up on my Instagram feed, I thought, you know what, I'd really like to make this shawl. It's beautiful. If I just pull the pattern up so that I can talk to you about it. So the deadline is in the middle of January, so I've got plenty of time. I haven't started it yet. And it's called the Airbender, and it's just so light and airy. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, he has used fingering weight yarn, extra fine superwash merino, and so you need 500 meters of the fingering weight, but he's also held it with 400 or 500 meters there or thereabouts of mohair. So I was thinking that this might be perfect. This is from Pigment and Ply. I picked this up at Wonderwool, a yarn festival in Wales, earlier on this year. And I was thinking this would be perfect. I just need to find some mohair to go with it. I might have some mohair already in my stash, but if not, I will have a look around and see if I can find some at my local yarn shop. So this is 65% superwash merino, 20% silk and 15% yak, and it's 480 meters per 120 grams. So it really is a lovely, super fine, beautiful, beautiful yarn. It comes out in person more purpley. I don't know. Yeah, that's more like the real colour, the true colour there. It's so soft and drapey. I have 2 skeins of this, so I could even hold it double to make the shawl and not worry about any mohair at all with it. It's just beautiful. It's such a lovely yarn, and I've been waiting for the right pattern to do this. And I knew when I bought it, I knew I wanted to make a shawl. It was just waiting for the right pattern to come along, and I think this one might be it. So I'm going to swatch holding this double. If I'm not happy with that, I'm going to try it with a mohair, but it would be nice just to let the yarn shine by itself. So yeah, but this is the Airbender, as I said, by Pufido Knits. He's on Instagram as well, so go and have a look at his patterns. He did this really cool spider design yoke for the Halloween sort of time. It was really nice. I like that. But this colour here, sorry, I didn't say what the colour was. It's Lily Made of Astolat. So the other test knit that I'm doing is a kind of semi-secret one, which I know would be irritating for you, but it's by Meiju Knits. She was the Finnish designer behind the Contrasts book that came out a while ago through Liner magazine. It's a really, really beautiful book. I don't think it's one that I've got, but it's definitely on my list of ones to get anyway. So it's yeah, a semi-secret test knit. I can show you the yarn, I can show you the works in progress, but I just can't show you the finished object because the pattern's going to be in a book, and that's going to be published later on this year. So I probably won't talk about that one too much, but just know that it's going on in the background. I put a picture up here of part of it that I'm allowed to show. And yeah, so I'm just thinking about yarn. It's a cardigan. It's reasonably chunky, it's reasonably long, it's got a nice texture to it, so I want to pick out a yarn that'll pick up the texture, and I'm thinking maybe an unspun perhaps. So I've got quite a lot of unspun in my stash from Newterdon, so I'll probably test knit. I'll probably swatch with some of my unspun and see if that fits, and go from there. If not, I'm thinking something like an Aran Waite's rustic yarn to do this test knit in. This one's due at the end of January, and it's on quite big needles, so I'm not too worried about this. I think it won't take me that long to do. And the construction looks really nice as well. It looks quite simple, but interesting. But yeah, I saw this one as well, and I thought, yes, this is one I want to do too. So yeah, that's 2 test knits I've got in the next coming month or so. I think that's all the knitting that I want to talk about today. The last thing I want to talk about is acquisitions. Now, I haven't bought anything, but my partner bought me a spinning wheel for my birthday. I'm so excited. So I've had an extended loan of a spinning wheel from a friend of mine. Thank you so much, Iris. That was so kind of you. And it was an old Kiwi, and I loved it. Got on really, really well with it, but I was ready then to have my own one so that I could set it up the way I wanted and not worry about damaging it or anything. So yeah, my partner bought me a spinning wheel. It's an Ashford Kiwi 3. It's foldable. And we have a really small flat, so it's perfect in our little space. But at the moment, it's sitting over there. But I've been spinning on it for the last few days. It was so simple to put it together. It came with really clear instructions. We splashed out, I didn't know anything about it. He splashed out and went for the lacquered version. So you can save a bit of money by getting the unlacquered version and then doing it yourself. But yeah, that was really, really kind of him. I can't stop sneezing. I don't know, something's irritated me and I don't know what. Or maybe I've got a cold. Oh, I really hope I don't have a cold. Anyway. So, yes, for the last couple of days I've been doing a bit of spinning. I'm definitely getting better. This is what I've done for the last couple of days. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's so I've got a big bag of about 500 grams of undyed merino that another friend Svenja gave me. So quite a few of the women at my knit night also spin, and one of the ladies there, Svenja, she really kindly said, "Tell you what, you teach me how to do English paper piecing quilting, and I will teach you how to spin. So we met up over at my friend Iris's house above her yarn shop, and Svenja taught me to spin and I taught them how to do English paper piecing. So we did some little hexagons and sewing them together. I took over a load of Tilda fabric, and yeah, we had a lovely afternoon. So yeah, I've got so much of this undyed merino. It's brilliant because I don't care if I really mess it up. I will still keep this. I will still ply it. One day, if I have a rigid heddle loom or something, I will probably make some sort of mat out of all of my initial attempts. But yeah, I'm having the time of my life right now, and I can see improvement, which is really, really gratifying. And also I'm growing in confidence. So if there's like you know, like when you're spinning, sometimes it doesn't flow as nicely as you want, or the yarn is kind of stuck together a little bit, or you get kind of almost feels like it's hard bits in the yarn, but it's not. It's just when the fibres are kind of crisscrossing over each other. So what to do in those situations, what to do if it breaks, what to do if it's too thin, and it's just having the confidence to move whilst you're spinning and not just sit there holding on to it for dear life. So yeah, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this, and I know I'm a very, very lucky person. In other acquisitions, my mum is a naughty sausage, and not only did she get me that cozy knitter yarn, she also really generously gave me a John Arbon gift voucher as well for my birthday. So I've been a bit naughty and ordered myself one of their stash cans to be delivered to the UK. It's up here. Because I've been coveting one of those for a while, and I'm going to use it to keep all of my fibre in. So I ordered that and 500 grams of fibre, which I'll show you sometime over Christmas or after Christmas when I'm back in the UK, because I've had it delivered to my parents to pick up from there. So yeah, treats for me, but why not, eh? So yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about today. If you're interested in my Vlogmas and going around Christmas markets and watching me decorate Christmas trees and things, check out those as well. But I completely understand if that's not your bag at all, and no problem at all. Yeah, so if you are interested in it, we went to Aachen a couple of days ago. We're going to be going to another Schloss Christmas market probably this weekend. And yeah, so join me for some festive build-up activities. But whatever you're doing at the moment, whichever hemisphere you're in, have a lovely, lovely day, and I will speak to you very soon, and happy crafting. Bye.